This is another Mi8 video, but unlike the other ones I've posted, this one I'm actually packing on some weapons, as you'll see right there, and that's because usually I do go for flights and search and rescue, that kind of thing, which I really enjoy in the Mi8, but this time I decided I am sick of being targeted and I kind of want to fight back a little bit, so I spawned at the FARP on the blue side in the open conflict server, and decided to take on a listening post, which should be undefended. So hopping into the cockpit here, and I'll start my takeoff.
You're entering the conflict zone.
Not bad, but a little bit of a wobble and lag there that I have to compensate for, and I go ahead and just start moving towards the objective. You'll notice while I'm flying that my cursor isn't the usual yellow crosshair that comes with the clickable cockpit, DCS kind of look. It's actually like a regular Microsoft mouse cursor. This is going to come into play later, as you'll see that clearly something is not right. And here's me trying to flip off the weapon safety before I even light all the fuses there. That's the switches for the fuse. As I get my weapons ready, because I haven't used weapons with my Mi8 in a long time, so I figured I should start pretty early and making sure that they work and I know how to operate them. Unfortunately, as much as I love the Mi8, it just has so little damage capability compared to like the K50 or even the Gazelle, just with those tow missiles. Yeah, I can only hit light targets, so I'm a bit inconvenienced that way, and I'm a bit lazy to learn the K50. But it's if I can attack something, it's at least a little bit worth it. So here I accidentally forgot to start recording before I made my first run. So I made my first run on the listening post, and I killed a couple of tents, and now I'm coming back in for a rocket strike. My aim isn't too terrible, but you'll see that I'm pretty wobbly, and I think it's because I'm moving a bit. I'm slewing a bit sideways, but I'm also trying to fight both trim and autopilot, which are trying to keep my heading going as well as pitch and roll. So I think there are a lot of shots that I probably could have made a lot easier if I had maybe disengaged heading autopilot or something similar, but I'm still getting used to it. I'm still pretty happy with the damage I did, as you'll see through these few passes that I've included. Surprise to me, as I'm just blowing up literally the entire town with my terrible spread of rockets, I actually destroyed one of the listening posts itself, which I didn't know I could do with rockets, so I wasn't focusing on them. I figured a bomb would do to take them out. Which means that, lucky me, in just an Mi8, I can destroy an entire objective all by myself, which in an Mi8 you don't get to feel that special a lot of the time. On that run, which was pretty well set up and I was quite happy with, I was so ready to kill that other tower, I actually just so happened I'd used all my rockets up on the last run, which isn't surprising because I used a lot of them. So now I'm trying to switch to guns, and I realize my mouse cursor is not showing up. It's completely invisible, and so I'm shaking the camera around, trying to figure out where it might be. But it's not showing up, so how can I click anything? I need to click things in the cockpit. I don't know all the hotkeys for changing things around. And I'm testing that it actually works, and yeah, sure, in the upper left-hand corner there, you saw that I actually could use the cursor, it's just invisible. So I'm trying to load it in all sorts of different ways, try to get it back, but I see that I am without luck here. My hands are officially missing. So I learned this is a bug that's caused by one of the latest patches, and I could download a hotfix, which is what I did later, but I found what I could do is if I positioned whatever I wanted to click on in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, that I could click on it, as you saw just right there really quick with the weapon selector. And I'm doing it as well with the caliber selector. I mean, I call it caliber selector, however you want to refer to it. So this way I can actually switch to my guns and use them. It's really inefficient, but I managed to keep myself from having to go home and just exit out of the game. So now I'm back on the case using my guns, and let's just see how I do with these. And with tears in my eyes, I destroy a grounded Mi8. Feel terrible, you have to kill one of your own like that. But flying over here, you can see I've actually done a happy amount of damage. I'm pretty happy looking at that. And I actually really like the guns. I wish that more pylons could hold the gun pods, but it's just the middle two, and the outer two can carry rockets or bombs. That's really a bummer, but they're fun to use while you have them. On that pass, and then this incoming pass, you'll see that I start suffering from the greedy tunnel vision of somebody who's picking on an easy target, where I'm really not paying so much attention on patience anymore, and I just want to kill as much as I can with what I have. So I zoom in on this Mi8 and almost hit the wreck of the listening post that I destroyed. So clearly I'm being a little bit irresponsible, but I borrowed this helicopter from a friend anyway, so his insurance can sort it out. As you saw in that last pass, I'm still having problems with this wobbliness, and it's really throwing my aim around on my passes. It just seems to happen, almost as soon as I get everything all nice and lined up, I start hitting the wobbles. So I double check, and yeah, there's only two targets left at this objective, the Mi8 that I'm hitting, and the listening station, that big tall tower. So I come up for another pass, and figure that I'll come back with rockets next time, and finish the job. And finally, just a tiny burst of 7.62 manages to kill that freaking helicopter, which I guess those things are made of the same thing tanks are. I don't know, mine is made of paper mache. And this is just a final run, me going on the tower, because maybe I could kill it with guns. I really try to put a lot of holes in it, just use up the rest of my ammo, because, it'll make me lighter if I use it, I suppose. But unfortunately, no effect. And I am forced to return home without any recourse on that tower. Oh, holy cow, for the first time playing in a while, that actually wasn't a bad landing. I'm really surprised at myself. But before you know it, I'm back up in action. Oh yeah, and I also, I quit the game, downloaded the hotfix. I'll provide a link. And now I have my cursor back again. I'm very happy. So now I can get back to just destroying that one listening post and then doing I don't even know what. Because after that, I'm pretty much useless as a weapon of war. I'll have to go back to just doing transport flights, I suppose. Now coming over the hill right of the Valkyries style, I line up on my target, which happens to be the only target, and start letting loose rockets. And sure enough, I destroy it. So, what to do now is the question. I destroyed everything. Good for me. That was one sortie out just to kill that one thing, just to achieve 100%. So that was fun, anyway. I mean, even if I didn't do so much, just a sort of listening post and mess around a lot of the time. Clearly this is before the patch where the Mi8 was completed, and I just decided to destroy that house there, just because I'm a vindictive soul. Anyway, well, I'm looking forward to trying the Mi8 when it's patched and all good to go, and I'll see you next video.